My name is Julia Sandberg, and this is my philosophy of education. In order to educate today's youth for a brighter future, we must have great teachers. So, what makes a great teacher? A great teacher has passion. Everybody notices, and it rubs off on anybody who comes in contact with that teacher. A great teacher also has no bias and understands the children and the children's differences. A great teacher incorporates each learning style and knowing that every child learns differently. As well, great teachers also love children. If a teacher loves children, they will enjoy coming to their job and touching the lives of these children every single day. Now that we know what makes a great teacher, how does a great teacher teach? A great teacher keeps lessons interesting. Referring to the primacy-recency curve, kids are more focused at the beginning of the class time and at the end of the class time rather than in the middle. To accommodate this, teachers should include multiple intelligences when they're teaching. Another thing with great teaching comes easier understanding for the students. The better the teaching, the easier the students will understand the content. Now that we know what makes a great teacher and what a great teacher teaches, what makes a great learner? Great learners love to learn. They love to learn new things especially. They enjoy helping out struggling peers, which in turn helps them remember that subject through repetition. They can also apply lessons in class to several other subjects, including life. They also excel in many subjects, however, there's always that one subject that they tend to magnet to. Now that we covered what great learners are, what is learning? One child does not learn the same as another. Therefore, constantly keep the lessons different. Several students can learn different ways, such as visually, audially, and with hands-on activities. These are the multiple modalities. Some can learn from all three modalities, however, kids always tend to choose one at which they are specific at. Students will also be able to understand a lesson and be able to apply it to several different situations. So, what should be taught in school? What should be taught in schools? The two main things. So what should be taught in schools? The two main things that should be taught in schools is reading and writing. These two items will continue on throughout everybody's life. The next important subject that all students must know is math. This subject carries on with them throughout life as well, through paychecks and financing incomes. The next subject that is important is English. This is a conversational and communicational skill that every student must have in order to get a job. Another subject that should be taught in schools is physical education. Physical education helps students maintain healthy lifestyle habits. However, alternatives should be found for students with strenuous medical conditions. Another subject that might be imperative to some is music. Music can help in other subjects such as math, basic addition, subtraction, etc. Foreign languages is another subject that students should take. Because of the amount of immigrants in the United States and the change in the world and the world's culture, foreign languages will enhance the student's ability to obtain a better job. Also, along with foreign languages, students should also be taught cultural differences. Cultural differences allow students to view things from a worldly standpoint and compare and contrast to things locally. In Education 201, we had a chance to go and visit a Latino community. It was very intriguing, however, it was very difficult because we could rarely communicate with the citizens of that community because they spoke mainly Spanish rather than English. Another imperative subject that students should be taught is bullying. There should be a zero tolerance policy for bullying at the school. Education is the way to help children reach their full potential and help them define them as a person. Now that we talked about what should be taught in school, how should the curriculum be taught? Each subject should be taught differently. Here, we should incorporate Howard Gardner's multiple intelligences to make the students be able to understand better. Also, keep the students interested in what is being taught. If it's math, and there are students who struggle at math, make it interesting for them. Make it easier for them to understand the subject matter rather than have them struggle. Another important thing when going into teaching is thinking about how students should be evaluated. I feel that students should be evaluated by their progress, how they do after either a quarter or a semester of the school year. They should also be graded on participation and their effort. Not a lot of students like to participate in class, and not a lot of students like to put forth effort. If they are forced to, then generally they will be more willing if it's for a grade. Not only do we ask how should students be evaluated, but we also ask how should teachers be evaluated. Teachers should be evaluated regularly and given feedback as soon as possible. Principals should be able to go into a classroom, sit in on a lesson, and when they leave, they should be able to take away something from that lesson. They should also be evaluated by not only their own progress, how they're doing during the year, but by parent input and how the parent sees their child progressing based on that teacher. Coming to Wisconsin Lutheran College, we are taught to be Christian leaders. As Christian leaders, we are different. We have a different aura to us that reflects off of how we are as a person. We are very understanding with the child and his or her family if there are any problems going on at home. We are very thoughtful, and we allow times for students to come in for help if needed. We are also very caring. We are very in touch with the students' emotions, feelings, and everything within their daily lives. We are also very observant of good and bad behavior. During my teaching, I will set aside a day for students in which they can research a country of their choice. However, they will not be able to do the United States. They will research this country and create a trifold display. They will also create a dish from that country. This will either be set up in the cafetorium or in the gymnasium. There, the students will then be graded on how much effort they put into their projects and their ability to discuss their country with other members, whether it be faculty or community members. Dan Radley once said, "The dream begins with a teacher who believes in you, who tugs and pushes you to the next plateau, sometimes poking you with a sharp stick called truth. The dream begins with a teacher who believes in you." Radley hit it right on the spot. In order for students and children to be successful in what they do and what they achieve, they need to have people behind them every step of the way. They need people there to support them. Teachers are like superheroes to children. They change the world one student at a time. Thank you.